Konbanwa. Hello everybody. Thank you for joining me for my stream tonight. This is Mike with Ninja Sub Gaming. So I decided I'm going to bust out The Legend of Zelda. This is one of my favorite games ever. I completely love this game. And I don't know, I just got the itch to play it, so here I am. For anybody who's not familiar with this game is a straight-up classic. It's one of the best video games ever made. It's acclaimed worldwide as a masterpiece. Sorry about the volume there. I was saying hello to everybody, konbanwa, thank you for joining me. And then I said that I just got the itch to play Zelda, so I'm busting it out on my original Nintendo. I have the gold cartridge, the original gold cartridge, that I got literally 33 years ago. On Christmas of this year, it'll be 33 years since I got that cartridge, and I still have it, and it still works. At any rate, this game is Zelda 1 on original Nintendo is considered a timeless classic. It's acclaimed worldwide, praised worldwide. It's considered a masterpiece. So, alright. So here we go. Actually, I'm going to send a little message here to anybody who doesn't have volume. Alright, so. Oh, for a second there, I forgot that you can't block the Zora energy balls without the magic shield. So if anybody's curious as to what the story behind Zelda is, it's a Rescue the Princess game, similar to Zelda's sister game Mario. So you are Link, this elf right here, and you have to go rescue Zelda, who has been kidnapped and held captive by an evil wizard named Ganon. So you are rescuing Zelda from Ganon. That's the main idea of what you're doing here. These creatures I'm fighting here are called moblins. They're half-human, half-bulldog type creatures that are skilled with throwing spears. Link, of course, as you can probably tell, is skilled with the sword. In Japanese, that's called kendo, or kenjutsu, which means technique of the sword. Or the way of the sword. What I'm basically doing here is I'm just trying to gather up money so that I can buy some resources. I'm getting bombs. They really come in handy, and I'm going to show you why here in just a minute. Bombs are handy for the following reasons. You can do this with them. They're very powerful. For a lot of enemies, they're a one-hit wonder. Interesting thing, Link actually begins his journey with a boken, which is a wooden sword. That's what I'm currently fighting with. That brown sword right there. See, right there. So okay, I have bombs, and great, the enemies here regenerated. What I'm going to do with these bombs is this. I'm going to take them. I'm going to find some secret doorways that I can blow open. The key is, however, you gotta know where to go. That's where there's a lot of trial and error and stuff like that. And this is where Zelda can get a bit frustrating if you don't have the patience to really do that kind of thing. Zelda is as much of a puzzle game as it is an action-adventure hack-and-slash type game. It's a really unique combination of the two, which I think makes it a really fun game. I mean, I'll be the first to tell you some of the puzzles have been really frustrating for me because you just don't know what the heck to do. Not necessarily on this game. I can't say I've ever had that problem on this game, but other Zelda games I have had that issue. Okay, so actually, wait. Wait. Another thing about Zelda is Zelda is not a role-playing game, it's not an RPG, but you do spend time powering up. You spend time powering up because you find secrets. Not from fighting enemies, per se, but from finding secret areas, similar to this one. Now, what can I do now that I have 69 rupees. I think it's here. Boom. Yes. I can get the candle. Alright, sorry about that. So now I have the candle, which means I can go back to the Lost Woods, and I can access a few areas that I could not before. So, Zelda is a game where a good defense is not just important, it's imperative. So, I mean, you can be, like, for example, I'll show you guys. I'll get through these guys without getting hit. Okay, so it's clear, you know, I do have the skill to do that, even against aggressive enemies. I'll do it again here. So, okay, I can do that, and this is great, but here's the thing. Eventually you're going to slip up and get hit, and if you're taking a lot of damage from those hits, that spells trouble. Especially when you get to the later levels of this game. You've got to be able to absorb shots without getting all torn up. So eventually, you can see right there, eventually, it doesn't matter how well you know how to fight in this game, eventually you're going to take a shot. So you want to build up your defensive offense. Oh, and a note to people, obviously not all moblins are bad. These guys here hook you up with money, so they help you out on your journey. There are moblins who don't believe in Ganon's cause and have turned against him and have become good. Now, if you have the patience to do it, again, you can try this. Just kind of lure them right into the middle here, and there we go. Bombs are a great one hit and they're down type of weapon. So that takes care of the useful areas of the Lost Woods. Come right here and okay, I want to get the blue ring. I don't have the funds for it at the moment, and that is fine. Ah. But be vigilant when you are playing this game, because some of the people who you encounter will actually take your money. So I'm gonna actually get the magic shield, excuse me. I'm just gonna do it now, have it out of the way. Show you all how this shield works. There you go. Look at that. All right. Always take the container heart. Never ever take this. Always take this. So there's two things you want to do when you come to this area. One is climb up here and grab this. Okay, I cannot recall which one this is. Let's find out. Ah, the medicine lady. Alright. Like the man said who handed you the letter, if you give this to her, you get access to medicine. The blue medicine gives you a complete refill on your life once. The red gives you a complete refill on your life twice. So if you're down to 1 heart or half a heart, bust that out and you're good. Very handy for when you get into the higher levels of the game, obviously, you know, as the enemies get stronger and faster and all that stuff. And they start showing attack patterns that you haven't seen yet. Actually, I'm going to pass this time, boss. Anyway. Isn't the power bracelet here? Power bracelet is a handy little tool in the fact that it allows you to move certain rocks. I've already been there. Okay, I'll tell you what rocks right here. This rock right here that kind of looks like a snail. When you have the power bracelet, you can move these, and it gives you access to a warp zone that can take you to different areas of the map. So it can save you a little bit of travel time. But I'm not worried about that, because I just simply want to come here. The reason why I want to come here is because once you get 5 container hearts, you are eligible to get the white sword, which is definitely a big improvement over the boken that Link was using, the wooden sword that he was using previously. It's a much better sword. I will demonstrate its efficiency here. So I've got one enemy here with average power. That is the Zora that's popping out of the water and shooting energy balls at me. So, alright. He has average power. And I'm going to show you what the white sword can do to him as soon as I get a good vantage point. Am I going to get one? Okay. I'll just go fight this Lionel. Lionel's a tough customer. But with 3 hits of the white sword, he's down for the count. He's actually the stronger of the 2 types of Lionels. There's red ones, and then there are blue ones. He is the strongest of the 2, and I just took him down with 3 hits. So with the boken, with the wooden sword, that would have taken me forever. And there's a fair chance I would have eaten some damage. Now what's really impressive about this sword is if I ever get Zora to come closer to me, I can show you just how powerful this white sword truly is. Okay. I think there's another one here, right? Yep. Okay, this Zora will be a little easier for me to access here because he's right in a very small little river stream. Okay. 1 hit. Yeah, you saw that 1 hit, and he's down for the count. You can't destroy these rocks, so keep that in mind. Don't waste your time trying to fight them. You can't even hit them. I will demonstrate here. Show you what happens if you do actually even see that I just made contact with, I know, one of them, and nothing happens. Your sword or your weapons will just pass through them, so it's not even worth the hassle. Just stay away from them. Alright. What else can I do? I'm gonna get... You can carry a maximum of 255 rupees. So if you're maxed out, I would recommend just not killing enemies unless you really need to. The reason being is because when you kill them, it takes them a little while to respawn. And if you need money after buying an expensive item, having these enemies readily available to fight is very handy. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I'm going to go right here. They were kind of in the way, so I needed to clear a path. Otherwise, I wouldn't have touched them. Okay. Okay. So, I'm going to go here. I'm going to get the blue ring, which this blue ring is a very, very handy trinket because it takes the damage that you absorb and cuts it in half. So I am now at half the damage I would have been taking. And look, with the white sword, I can kill these blue levers with literally 2 hits. Such a big improvement over the Boken. Look at that. It's amazing. Now, when I said keeping the enemies alive, why that's handy, you're seeing why. If I had cleared out all these enemies, I wouldn't have any enemies to fight, I would have no enemies to kill, and I would not be able to get my money back as swiftly as I can. Right here. I would have had to have waited a bit for them to regenerate. So, we are now going to venture over east. So if anybody's curious as to how you beat Ganon, this is the way you do it. You have to gather an artifact called the Triforce. There are 2 different types of Triforces, the Triforce of Power and the Triforce of Wisdom. Okay, so Ganon has one of the Triforces, which is where a lot of his power comes from. And you are looking for the other Triforce. When you gather all the fragments of the other Triforce, you will be strong enough to fight Ganon. Not to mention the fact that you pick up other power-ups along the way, which make it easier to take him on. Okay. There is a... Yes. But I'm trying to remember if this is somebody who charges you for the door repair fee or if it's someone who helps you. I know it is not somebody who gives you any money, so I'm just going to leave it alone for now. I don't want to ruin what I've got here because of, unnecessary curiosity. Alright, and the red levers with the white sword, 1 hit. They are down with literally a hit. It is incredible. Alright. Now, I'm going to maneuver over here, put out a bomb, boom. This is another container heart man. The yellow moblins, 1 hit. Blue Octoroks, 1 hit. Blue moblins, 2 hits. Very, very cool. Definitely saves you a lot of hair-pulling hassle when you're fighting. Now, one of these bushes here burns down, and I know it. FYI, when you have the blue candle, you can only use 1 burn per screen. So you have to leave the screen, then come back in order to regain your power to use the flame again. Could be the screen up. It's one of these two screens and I know it, and they're identical. It's probably the reason why I'm not remembering. Yeah, there it is. I think it's somebody who gives me money. Yeah, there we go. I'm wanting to say it's 100? 10. There is... I'm wanting to say there is another person who gives me 100, but I could be wrong. I think I'm wrong about that, actually. Actually, I'm going to take him up on that here in a minute. These creatures that are fluttering around here are only vulnerable when they are standing still. So keep that in mind. If you try to hit them while they're moving, nothing happens. I much prefer to fight red levers because they give you a lot more money and hearts and things like that. I think blue levers give you bombs. I'm wanting to say. Blue moblins give you bombs. Blue octoroks give you bombs. I want to say blue levers also drop bombs, but I'm not 100% on that. But I know for a fact blue octoroks and blue moblins do. Now those little creatures right there are called tektites. They don't give you bombs either in their orange or blue forms. It doesn't matter. Alright. You head this way, and you see these moblins here. Just got some bombs, good deal. Okay, I'm going to touch this Armos here. Shove him out of the way. 30, nice. And then come over here. Well, I got a nice army of moblins here to fight. They always drop really handy items. The blue moblins especially. The stopwatch here makes you invincible. Nothing can hurt you, nothing can touch you. Also, nothing can move. So, the stopwatch is basically Zelda's equivalent of Mario's star. If anybody remembers the star in Mario, it makes you invincible. Well, this is the stopwatch is Zelda's equivalent of that. So, here we go. You can buy some things here. They have a nice cheap magic shield. The enemy bait here is kind of expensive. I wouldn't mess with that. If you're really hurting for a heart, you can get one here for just 10 rupees. And if you have a lot of money, you can continue to come back in and you can continue to get more hearts. When you buy something, it regenerates each time you come back in. So keep that in mind. Alright. So I'm going to make my way here. I'm going to make my way here. There's nothing to be seen here. But here is a different story. You definitely want to be hanging out here. And the reason why is because come here, you can get an arrow for 80 rupees, which is a good price. You don't have a bow yet, but you want to have the arrow, because when you get the bow, you have to have the arrow to operate it. Which makes sense. The only thing that does not make any sense to me, theoretically, is... I don't know. I don't know if this was just something that happened because the game is running out of memory space, or if the programmers just thought it would be easier to keep track of things. But when you get the bow and you have the arrow, each time you fire the bow and arrow, you lose a rupee. I don't get that. I don't understand why they just didn't put arrows in the game and you could collect those from enemies that you kill. Like you can with hearts, you know, the stopwatch, rupees. Why does it cost you a rupee every time you fire an arrow? I don't like that. I really wish they had just taken the time to program extra arrows into the game. You could buy packs of arrows, you know, you could find them from enemies that you kill, like in the other Zelda games. You know, like Ocarina of Time, for example, you find arrows. That's a big thing in Breath of the Wild. You can find arrows laying around. Okay. So, I am pretty well powered up here. And now that I am all beefed out here, I am going to go to the first labyrinth. To gather the pieces of the Triforce, follow me carefully, to gather pieces of the Triforce to power you up in order to be able to face down Ganon, you have to fight through 8 different underground labyrinths. 8 different labyrinths. And at the end of the labyrinth, you have a boss that you fight, who is stronger and more skilled than the regular enemies. And if you can beat that boss, you gain access to that particular piece of the Triforce. And after 8 victories in 8 different labyrinths, you gain the entire Triforce. And then you can go and fight Ganon. So when you go into a labyrinth, I just recommend approaching with caution. You tend to get tougher enemies down here than you do in the overworld. When you get keys, I'm going to tell you that you should just try to keep as many keys on you as possible and try to go around locked doors. Try to go around them, like you see me doing here. Now, if I had the wooden sword and I just went straight into this level, I would have to hit these guys here twice to kill them. Like, really, come on. Okay, I'm going to point something out. These 2 little pegs on the walls, you will see them right here, diagonally downward from me, right here, diagonally upward from me, and then right here, diagonally to my east side. Okay, sometimes when you put a bomb in between these 2 little pegs, you can blow a hole in the wall. Sometimes. It's not going to work every single time, as you just saw. I attempted it and it didn't work. So, alright. I'm down a key. That's fine. I got my invincibility stopwatch. Alright. Try to kill all the enemies in a particular room, because if you do, sometimes it drops a power-up as a reward for killing all the enemies. Alright, so we're going to go this way. This labyrinth is shaped like an eagle, if I'm not mistaken. It's shaped like a large falcon-type bird. Oh, you know, I could have just... There's nothing special in here. It's just that wizard who tries to give you advice. Okay, so I could have actually saved my key. That was stupid. I could have blown a hole right here. I'm not going to because it's a waste of a bomb now. Gotta fight these little Hershey Kisses. I think I could have actually not done that too. Man, really? For real. Yep, see? Right there. Yeah. That was just not good thinking on my part. Okay, so... So I got the Boomerang. Handy little tool. You can stun your enemies with it. You can also use it to retrieve power-ups that enemies have dropped. It does not work on power-ups that appear in the room. Only on things that the enemies drop. I'm going to show you the limits of this. Okay, see the bow? I cannot retrieve anything. I cannot retrieve the bow with the Boomerang because it's an item that is already in the room or that the room itself drops. But I will demonstrate the way that the Boomerang can retrieve anything an enemy drops. When I kill an enemy and they drop a bomb, a heart, anything like that, a rupee, I can retrieve it with the Boomerang. Very handy for that. Watch these hands. If they grab a hold of you, they will take you back to the beginning of the level. If you have the white sword, you can kill them in one shot. They drop a lot of really handy power-ups. Oh, and I wanted to show you guys how you can collect power-ups from an enemy when you kill them. Okay. Perfect. See these rupees? Boom. Boom. So if I had killed them and there was a cliff separating us, I could easily... I will say one thing about this level. You can get a lot of money here. So if you're in search of money and you have already used all of your secret areas to get money from the moblins who are on your side, you can always go to Labyrinth 1 and 2. They're very handy for that. I'm going to have to use my stupid key. Alright, so here we are. This creature is a combination of a unicorn and a dragon. Can you block his shots? I think you can. Yes. Alright, so he's particularly weak against arrows and bombs and the white sword or something more powerful than the white sword. So if you got the white sword or the master sword, you can do some damage. The wooden sword, not so much. It can kill him eventually, but it takes a lot. So here we go. There we go. All right. Actually, that creature is called Aqua Mentis. Aqua Mentis. It's pretty unique, right? Oh, there is another area here I can access for some extra money. That is right here. Oh, it's a door repair charge guy, dang it. Okay. My bad. Alright, so you can see, do not do that. Maybe it's this one. No? Okay, so it's neither. Alright, whatever. Alright. So I'm going to come on down this way. Alright, so one of my personal favorites here is level 2, Labyrinth number 2. I'm literally right around the corner from it. Zelda is certainly a game that will definitely challenge your general IQ, your puzzle solving skills, things like that. Problem solving abilities, that type of thing. Alright. Okay. Now, in this level here, and I'm definitely going to be a little more on the ball with this, you can really rack up a lot of keys and money. So if you need A or B, you need to be here. But I'm going to stress it. Do not use keys. Get them, collect them, keep them, but don't use them. You can get away with that in most of the areas of this level, and I'm going to show you how you do it. Okay. You do not need to use the key for that door, and here's the reason why you don't. You can walk right past it, like this. You can go right up. Through here. And if you want to access those rooms, if you need to, or want to loot them, and get whatever prizes you can. If you notice, I'm a little bit carefree with getting hit here because I just got a fairy. That's the blue boomerang. It has better range than the standard boomerang. You can go all the way across the screen. I will show you. Boom, look at that. All the way across the screen. So it does the same thing. It's as strong as the original boomerang, but just has better reach. So I can go ahead and loot these areas of the dungeon by just simply using bombs. Do not waste your keys. Keep a hold of those because in some of the more advanced labyrinths, you may need them. And if you run out of keys, you have to go buy them. And they're pretty pricey. They're between 60 to 80 rupees. So, yeah. So I just got the compass, which shows me where the boss is at. It's the flickering red light there. And I got the map, which shows me, you know, where the rooms are at, without having to use any keys. Okay, this is called a Molderm. It's a pretty non-aggressive enemy. You don't have to kill it, but if you do, you typically get a prize. And we get a key. There we go. Molderm does not regenerate, so he will not respawn. Once he's dead, he's dead. You can look up here to this makeshift map right here, which tells you where you have or have not been. Okay, good deal, good deal, good deal. Those snakes right there, they're called rope. Yes, rope, like you climb a rope. They have some very interesting names for their enemies here. This is called a gel. Looks like a giant Hershey kiss, but yeah, it's called a gel. And then the wizard here tells you Dodongo dislikes smoke. What does that mean? Dodongo is the boss of this labyrinth, and the wizard man there is giving you advice on how to fight him. Dodongo in this version of the game is a Triceratops looking creature that is very non-aggressive, but at the same time powerful. So what I mean by that is as long as you don't get in Dodongo's way, he won't attack you. Watch. All the other enemies, for the most part, will actually come after you and try to hurt you. Watch what happens with him. See, he's not even voluntarily coming over to me. He's moving all over the place randomly. He has no interest in fighting anybody. How do you kill him? So I do it like this. Put down 2 bombs in rapid succession. He's vulnerable to a sword slash. Boom. You slice him with the sword. He typically drops bombs, so whatever bombs you use to kill him, you get them back in most cases. Your container heart there. And then you come over here and bickety bam, you have another shard of the Triforce. Good deal. Alright. My fault. I did not mean to do that. Dang it. Hey guys, I will be right back. Thank you. Alright, thank you for your patience. Here we go with more original Zelda, my original gold colored Nintendo cartridge. 33 years old. I still have it. It still works, as does my Nintendo. I have the front-loading square/rectangular shaped Nintendo, still works, and I have the top loader, which also still works. So I try to take care of my things. So okay. So now I'm going to move on to the third labyrinth, which is actually located in the Lost Woods. Yeah, these labyrinths are pretty pretty well spread apart. Okay, want to see something cool? Let me take care of these guys here, and then I'm going to show you something that you probably wouldn't expect. But then again, it's Zelda. You have to expect the unexpected here. So, alright. I'm going to go right over here. You can actually go up as high as you can and then walk across so you can have a shortcut, but where do these steps lead? Level 8. Yes, welcome to level 8. Let me try something here, actually. Is it my imagination? The enemies respawn instantly when you go down to level 8. So hey, that's a hack, guys. That's the secret. If you need money or energy, health energy, just go down here to level 8, pop right back up, and watch what happens. Look at that. You get all these red moblins that keep regenerating instantly. You don't have to wait several minutes like you do otherwise. It's just instant, lickety split. You got all these moblins here to fight, and if you are packing the white sword like I am, they're an easy kill. Just mind your timing, and boom. Look at all this stuff I'm getting. You know, it's funny, I've been playing this game for such a long time, and I've played it so many times. It's not even how long I've played it, it's how much I've played it. I have played the living sorts of hell out of this game. Multiple, thousands upon thousands of times. And honestly, I never knew that. I find that I discover things about games that I have played so much while I'm broadcasting, while I'm streaming. So, maybe streaming is my good luck charm. So I tend to find these Easter eggs that I had missed on the other thousands of times I've played whatever game, you know? And look how handy this is, because I am doing what I'm doing here, and I'm collecting all this money, and if I needed health, I would have gotten it. You can't get much of a better setup than this. This right here is beyond handy. Look at that. Boom. Alright. Now we're talking. And here's where the boomerang comes in handy. Look at that. Alright, I think that's good. Okay, so I'm going to go on over here to Labyrinth number 3. Oh, let me show you where the boomerang really comes in handy. Okay, so I'm going to kill these 2 moblins here. Oh, and they dropped money and health. If I had left the screen to go get that, it would have been gone. But since I have the magic boomerang, boom, I can just get it from a distance. And there it is. Starting to wonder if any enemies were going to come out for a second. Alright. Wait. Isn't there... I could swear there is a... Isn't there a bush you can burn down up here? I might be wrong, maybe there's not. Wait. There it is. As far as medicine goes, I'm not going to mess with it now. I don't need it right yet. I get medicine when I hit level 6. That's just what I do. Keep in mind, per each screen, you're only going to be able to burn down 1 bush. And you will only be able to blow apart 1 wall. So if you found a wall or a bush already in that particular screen, then that's it. Okay, so nothing here. Okay, so what is up this way? It's another fairy fountain. Replenishes your health. Traveling is not so long and drawn out later in the game because you gain the ability to travel across great distances with a magic whistle, and you also have the option of getting the power bracelet, which enables you to access a warp zone area. Very similar to what they do in Mario, the sister game of Zelda. Both are Nintendo originals. And they are well-known Nintendo mascots. Actually, Samus of Metroid was meant to be one of the big Nintendo mascots, but never really became one. because Metroid did not succeed commercially. Well, and I might be incorrect about this one, so I don't really know if I want to say this, but from what I have gathered, it wasn't as successful as they wanted it to be, as Nintendo thought it would be, / wanted it to be, so Samus never really became a big mascot for Nintendo on the level of Mario or Zelda. Which kind of makes me laugh, because look at how popular and successful Metroid is nowadays. So... And actually, that article where I read that, I would be inclined to believe it, because if you think about it, Samus has not been all over the place in Nintendo's advertising as much as Link and Mario have been. So I would say that story is probably true, which is weird, because Metroid is just as good and just as fun as Mario or Zelda. It's just my opinion. I think it's great. The only thing that really irked me about the original Metroid, which I still play, is that you don't have a map. That game really desperately needs a map. I don't understand why they didn't want to give players a map. I mean, that is a game where you really, really need a map. The only way you get a map with that game is if you make your own. You have to actually physically write a map, draw a map. I think I'm going to have to use the key here, darn it. Okay, so these knights here that I'm fighting are called Dark Knight. They are a pretty tough enemy, especially when you run into the blue ones. The red ones here aren't that bad, but they have really good defensive abilities. As you can see right there, you got to hit them from the behind or above or below. You cannot fight them straight on. They're just simply too skilled and too powerful for that. So, okay, we got another nice little room of them here. I'm going to bust out a bomb. Bombs are a very good weapon to use against these guys. I'm shocked I haven't been beaten up yet. Ah, there it is. See, they had that weird random attack pattern. They're very skilled fighters, so you gotta watch out for that. I think this is the raft, yes. Here we go, got the raft. The raft is extremely handy because you can access a lot of things that you could not otherwise. You actually need the raft to access level 4, Labyrinth number 4. So, I'm gonna go if those little flickering creatures there hit you, they're called a bubble. If they hit you, you cannot draw your sword for a few seconds. So, I'd recommend getting in here and just killing all the enemies ASAP. There are 2 enemies in the game that you can kill with the Boomerang. That is the bats here, that are also called Keese, and those little Hershey Kiss looking creatures called Gel. Alright, so I'd be wasting a key if I were to do that. I'm not going to waste a key. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to simply make my way back this way. I really need to get the map. That would be very helpful right about now. Okay, here I am. These creatures here I think are called Zal. Alright, so I just got another key. The bad guy, the boss, excuse me, is clearly this way, and the map is here, so I don't need to be venturing up north. That is very much unnecessary. I've already gotten the dungeon treasure, and I've already gotten the dungeon treasure, and I have already gotten the map and the compass. I have the things I need here to do this. Really, the compass is more important than the map in most cases. It gives you a general idea of where you need to go. Alright, here we go. Good deal. Oh, we got this plant monster. Now, the key to beating him is get a bomb planted right in his middle. Oh, came close there, right? When you plant the bomb in his middle, it takes out all 4 of those hands, those claws, and you got him. So here we go. Then boom. Alright, so there is level 3. Now, I am at my maximum level of money. So what am I going to do with it? Well, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get this. Maneuver on up here, and then I am going to access the merchant shop up here. That's underneath of that Armos. The one where I got the blue ring. Okay, so we're up here. I'm going here because I want to get the enemy bait. You will need this later. You won't need it for quite a while, but you will need it later. And keep in mind, here is the cheapest you will get it, 60 rupees. So, make sure you take the time to get enemy bait at some point. I'd recommend getting it around the 3rd or 4th level after you've gotten plenty of money saved up. So here we go. I'm going to go to the east here. Now, I could do this. I could go right here to this loading dock. When you see these docks here, just simply walk up to them, and boom, you will instantly use the raft. It's an automatic thing. If you have it in your inventory, it automatically comes out when you hit a dock. So keep that in mind. Alright, now we're going to... I'm going to go east here. The reason why is because now that I have the raft, there's an area here that I really wanted to access earlier, but I could not. Alright, Oh, geez, Dead Endsville. Wrong turn. Alright, I meant to go this way. Alright. You can't get that container heart yet. Yes, you did see that correctly. That is a container heart in the upper world here. But you can't access that yet. But you can go here, and you can do this. Boom. Alright. Okay, now, for the fourth labyrinth, I'm going to... The fourth labyrinth actually has one of my favorite bosses in it. I'm not going to say who it is. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. He is a really cool villain. Give me 1 second. My apologies. Alright. So, how do we do this? So, I'm going to take a little shortcut here. I'm going to knock down these Octorok. See what I can get for fighting them. Take him out. Pay dirt. Boom. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys. I have a would-be viewer who is asking me about when I'm going to be broadcasting, and I just told him I'm on right now. So come and check me out and hang out with me while we play games on Sunday night before Labor Day. I am a certified holiday junkie. I completely love holidays, so I'm definitely in my happy place tonight. And notice, with me conserving keys like I do, I have 6 keys now. So if I ever get to a difficult level and I need keys, I don't need to go blow my money on them. I have plenty of them right now in my reservoir. Okay, so this is new. When you get a dark room, it's simple. Use your candle. Boom. Now, these creatures here are called Vire. If you use anything lesser than the Master Sword, which is the strongest sword in the game, they will split up. Bombs, however, do a one-hit kill. They will split into... So if you hit them, like right here, they split into 2 keys. You really don't want to do that if you can avoid it. It just creates more enemies to have to mess with. So try to hit them with a bomb until you get the Master Sword. So keep in mind, you hit a Vire, it turns into 2 keys. If you strike it with anything weaker than a bomb or the Master Sword. So if I hit it with the White Sword, it's going to split into 2 keys. If I hit it with a bomb, it's a one-hit kill. Like I said, the bomb is, well, the bomb. It's a great weapon. It is perfect for a one-hit kill. It's an excellent weapon for that. Okay, so obviously I can't really see where I'm going here, so I'm going to do this. Alright. Wait. Nope. I thought there was a secret passage right there, but obviously not. Okay, so I'm going to get this room lit, and I'm going to take out these Vire with a bomb. Alright, I'm going to have to use my key here. If I'm not mistaken, this takes me to a very important area of the game. Boom. Nice. Alright, now, certain areas of the game you have to kill all the enemies to make the doors open. This door that is dead-bolted here on my right behind Link there, will not open until I go over there and kill all the enemies. So keep in mind, sometimes that is the stipulation to win. These creatures here that look like a stack of pancakes, okay, maybe that sounds funny, but if they get a hold of you and they keep a hold of you for too long, they will eat your magic shield. You will go back to your small shield. So again, if they grapple you and keep a hold of you too long, you lose your magic shield, which would really suck because you have to go buy another one. And if you don't buy another one, you're vulnerable to a lot of stronger enemy attacks. So, alright. And these creatures here that just hit me, they don't actually do any physical damage, but they prevent you from being able to unleash your sword for a few seconds. They work in a great team with the creatures that eat your magic shield. So while you're unable to fight back with your sword, the the creature that I'm talking about that eats magic shields, he will sneak up on you and boom, grab you, and you no longer have a magic shield. So this creature is called a bubble, and the one that eats your shield that looks like a stack of pancakes is called a like. So a little Zelda creature education there. Alright, so I just got the stepladder. It allows you to cross gaps that were otherwise not available to you before. Here we go. There's a lot of fire in this level, I noticed. Oh yeah. Yes. Alright. Good deal. Alright. Now this room right here is very handy because you can do this. So you got a nice 4-way path here you can take. I'd recommend killing this creature. You get power-ups and helpful items. Okay, remember what I said about the keys. Alright. This is a situation where you can actually avoid wasting keys by simply doing this right here. There we go. Alright, awesome. Oh, jeez. Alright, here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Good. There he is. The multi-headed dragon. Bombs do not work on him, so don't bother. I know it sounds like a good idea. You would think it would work, but no. And the magic shield cannot block his energy blasts. Keep that in mind too. He's one of the rare occasions of enemy where trying to strike him or trying to block him with your magic shield will have no effect. You'll get hurt. So you don't want to put yourself in that predicament. A nice hit and run tactic will do it. Alright. And that creature's name is actually, it's not multi-headed dragon, obviously. Zelda would never have a name like that for any of their for any of their creatures. No, he's called Gleeok. Gleeok. Alright. Just so I can have it in advance. So if you take a look, I have and had plenty of money. We're nudging up onto level Labyrinth number 5. Keep in mind there are 8 labyrinths, so we're at over the halfway point. So just getting ready. Speaking of getting ready, I'm going to show you guys something that you can do to really be ready. I'm going to show you once we get there what I'm doing. Okay, when you come to this looks like a crucifix laid on its side. This is the actual lost part of the Lost Woods. If you don't know where to go, this screen will never end. Look. See? Okay, this is what happens when you don't know where to go. So what you do, north, west, south, west. So northwest, southwest. Keep that in mind. Keep your guard up when you're around the blue Lionels. When you have the blue ring, they can still take away an entire container heart worth of energy. The red ones can only do half a heart, but the blue ones, if they hit you clean, it's one entire container heart's worth of energy. So, definitely. Oh, jeez. There we go. This is the Master Sword. So, Master using it, and you can have this. Let's see if I've mastered it. Oh, I haven't. Oh, I don't have enough hearts. I thought I did. Oh. Oh, I know why that just happened. Duh. Okay. No. This is completely my fault. In a roundabout sort of way, I actually do have enough hearts. The mistake I made is that I didn't go get it yet. I don't have to beat another labyrinth, thank goodness. I can... Sorry for all this traveling here. Yeah, Link is definitely getting his steps in today, right? Well, one good thing when you have to walk around a lot and you don't have access to the travel whistle yet, you get a lot of power-ups, a lot of handy things here. If you're short on life, if you need money, whatever. Oh, and you know, Zelda is a game that is really cool because it has literally something for everybody. Are you tired of going to the casino and losing all your money and then going home feeling totally skunked and cheated by the world? You know, are you tired of your wife nagging at you that you spend too much money gambling? Because if you are, I've got the solution right here. You can play Zelda Gambling, the money-making game. Brought to you by Nintendo. So, in all seriousness, this is actually a gambling game. So what you do is you, for 10 rupees, pick one of these three. Ah, and I won! Bada bing! Now see, if I had won here, I would have lost 40, and if I would have won here, I would have lost 10. So I just made 20 rupees. And the cool thing about that kind of gambling is you don't lose any real money, and you can still get the thrill that you get from gambling, and you know, you can have fun right in the convenience of your own home, and you don't lose a dime in real life. So win-win. There you go. That is the ninja's advice on dealing with that issue. If you want to have the feel of the casino at the convenience of your own home and not lose any real cash, then there you go. This Nintendo game here has got the solution to your problem. Anyway, back to reality. I'm going to actually cut through here. Fastest way to get there with the least amount of danger. Ooh. I'm gonna get him. That's for shooting at me, pal. In fact, I'm gonna rub it right in your face. See, I don't need that heart, but I'm gonna take it anyway. As a symbol of my victory. Alright, remember that container heart that was up on the overworld here? Which is a very rare sight in any Zelda game that I'm aware of. There we go. Now, don't quote me on this, I might be wrong, But I think I have a way of getting back up to that graveyard without having to do so much walking. I think I can actually do it a little faster. Maybe I'm wrong here, I don't know. Link is pretty powerful at this point. I've got him really souped up. Alright. So I think I can stand Death Mountain pretty good. Anybody who knows Zelda at all, when they hear the words Death Mountain, they know what that means. Actually, no, this isn't Death Mountain. Alright. Now, I was talking about some enemies' attacks being so powerful that you cannot even block them with the magic shield. That does not apply to a Lionel. They're very powerful, but as you can see right here, I can block their attacks. You tend to get more money from the red Lionels, but you tend to get more hearts and bombs from the blue Lionels. So keep that in mind. Alright guys, cool little trick here. Ready? Ready? Welcome to the final labyrinth of the game. Actually, while this is technically a labyrinth, I don't count it as a labyrinth per se because you don't earn a fragment of Triforce from it. This is actually the labyrinth where you go to fight Ganon. So this is the final showdown area of the game. And as per level 8, when you go in there and you come out, enemies automatically respawn. They automatically regenerate. You don't have to wait at all. So if you want to come out here, if you're feeling brave and want to take on difficult enemies like this to get power-ups, then you are definitely welcome to do it. Problem is, here is a dead end. So, alright, I'm going to go down this way. I took a wrong turn. Alright, so if you go this way, my bad. Go this way, and again, you can't hurt those rocks. Just let them fall. Try to avoid them as much as you can. Try to... There we go. Okay. The power bracelet. Right here. Now, that graveyard that I was telling you about, this is another medicine area here. Okay, before I go to the graveyard, I want to show you this. Okay, let's go up here, take out these Lionel. I've never shown you guys how the bow and arrow works, so since I don't have any other weapon that can reach these Lionel here, there you go. Arrows can also be used to collect items, like the Boomerang, but it costs you a rupee each time you fire them, so I'd recommend just switching to the Boomerang. Don't be lazy. Go ahead and switch over to the Boomerang. Take the time to do that. Okay, so you can take any of these paths, they're random, and they will randomly bring you to different areas of the map. So that is what the power bracelet does. Look at that strength. Check that out. Now Link is hitting a ton on the bench press. Alright, so I'm going to go here, I'm going to push this down. Now, let's see if I mastered it. Here we go, guys. The moment of truth where you separate the boys from the men. Boom. Okay, so keep in mind, it's a full row of hearts and then 4 on the top. So a full row and then 4 on top. Alright, now, what I'm going to do now is... what would be the easiest way to do this? Would be just to cut through here. So let's just cut through here. And ow. Alright, so come over to this area with these snail-looking rocks. Go up, 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 and up. And you are now at level 5. Level 5 is a pretty interesting level because it's not particularly hard, but it's not particularly easy. So it's got a really cool balance. You get a new enemy introduced here. This is called Pulse Voice. Interesting fact. In the Japanese version of Nintendo, which is called Famicom, and on the Japanese version of this game, you actually have a microphone built into the controller. And to kill the Pulse Voice, you actually have to access and activate that microphone and yell into it. And that's what kills them. Of course, in the American version, arrows, as you just saw, are their weakness. So a little bit of a difference there. I thought that would have been cool if they had included that in the, if they had included that in the American version as well, but alas, they did not, so. I'm wondering about something here. Is my audio being picked up? Oh, it is. Okay, okay. There we go. Okay, just had to check that. Okay, okay. And you get another enemy. This is Gibdo. He is the mummy. Pretty good attack power. Pretty skilled at maneuvering, so just kind of keep your eye on him. Okay, we get Dodongo. Now, the interesting thing is, Dodongo, when he appears in his non-boss form, actually respawns. He does regenerate. Ah, that threw me off. Dang it. There we go. Great. Nice clean sweep. Another thing about Gibdo that is really cool is they drop a lot of different things. A lot of money, a lot of hearts, a lot of bombs. Not one or the other in particular, but a variety of things. Gibdo is a pretty cool character to fight. It gives you a lot of handy stuff. When you're locked into a room, push one of these. If that doesn't work, then go over to one of the walls in the very middle in between these two pegs. Boom. So don't panic if that ever happens. It's not like that game Dirty Harry where you can get locked into a room and then you have to reset the game. It doesn't do that to you. Zelda's not cruel in that sense. Alright, so I'm not going to bother using a key there. I don't think that's necessary. If I'm remembering this level correctly, it's not called for. Alright, so here we go. Boom. Here we go. Boom. Boom. Nope. Okay. When your health is on full, you get these sword beams. They are just as strong as your sword slash. So, and guys, you got to keep in mind, it takes 2 hits from the Master Sword to bring down Gibdo. So, it is a very safe assumption that he's a very strong villain. By the way, just throwing that out there. But the Master Sword is a very powerful weapon. I can take down a red dark nut here with literally a single swipe or beam. I'm not going to bother getting the map. I don't really need it. Now, Paul's voice is very powerful. If you don't hit him with an arrow, watch this. So he takes away an entire heart of energy. And I counted 3 or 4 shots it took to bring him down with the Master Sword. That's a powerful enemy. He does have his kryptonite with the arrows, but barring that, he is very tough. Very impressive villain to go up against, especially for him to be a non-boss character. So even a character as strong as Gibdo, I can take him down in 2 shots with the Master Sword. No, Paul's voice can really eat some punishment. Okay, so I'm not going to risk it. I'm just going to hit the arrows here. Another cool thing about Paul's voice, if you can kill him, you get a lot of loot. He really hooks you up. I guess it's kind of like an honor thing. He's kind of like, okay, if you can beat me, I'll give you cool stuff. So there you go. That's Mike Connor Zelda logic. Okay, man, you know what? I appreciate your advice, but you give me this advice at the end of the damn level. Like, what is up with that? I've already fought like 3 rooms of Paul's voices, and you are just now telling me that. You should have met me on the outside of the Labyrinth and told me this, man. What's up with that? And I appreciate the advice, but really, he's a day late and a dollar short, isn't he? Okay, anyway. That is, of course, the big boss of the level here. If you're wondering why I did not go fight him, it is because I am not properly equipped just yet to do that. I need the whistle. Okay, so that creature is called Dig Dogger. Dig Dogger. Not to be confused with Dodongo, which is that dinosaur-looking creature that is weak to bombs. So, okay. Alright. Ah. Ah. No? Alright, have I been down this way? No, yes, I have? Okay. Wait. Oh, wait. You can either feed him bombs or you can just time it and let him run into the smoke. Or you can do what I do, which is the double hit there, where I feed him a bomb and then immediately place another one down so the smoke catches him. And then you can off him with a sword slash. Okay, so I really missed something here and I'm trying to figure out exactly what that is. Ah, that's it. There it is. Okay. That's okay. Now we get our first taste of the blue Dark Nut. These guys are fun. They are more aggressive than their red counterpart, and they can take 2 shots for the magic sword versus just 1. They are vulnerable to bombs. They have the same weaknesses as the red ones, vulnerabilities, etc., but they are just a heck of a lot tougher, more aggressive, and more obnoxious, and they can take more damage. So just watch your maneuvering, watch where you're going, keep an eye on his Dark Nuts have very unpredictable attack patterns, and they are very skillful. Their AI is pretty good, so just keep that in mind when you're up against them. Alright, oh geez, where do I go now? Can I get around this? I guess not. I'm wanting to say I go this way, but I might be wrong. No, I was right on the mark. Good. Okay, I didn't even know where the heck I was there for a second, if anybody's wondering why I was getting banged up like that. Let's get over here. Patience is a really important thing with Zelda. I won't lie to you. It's definitely something that will help you a lot. From avoiding frustration, which will make you play very sloppily, and to avoid missing things, which is a death sentence with Zelda. You don't want to be missing stuff. You want to be very hyper-vigilant with your surroundings and what's going on, where you have or haven't looked, or whatever. Okay, there's the whistle. So it's a pretty benign-looking tool, but it's essential for being able to play this game. Hello, Dante. Thank you for joining my stream. Good to see you, man. Alright, so... am I going to blow a key here, or am I just not going to? No, I'm not going to do that. Alright. I'm not going to waste a key. I don't really feel that's necessary here. I mean, just so I can avoid walking back over to where I was before? No. Okay, so we get another batch of Dodongo. I want to fight these Dodongo. I normally don't bother with them, because I don't really see the sense in killing them, because they don't really come after you or nothing, and they're just kind of there. Poop. Okay, that was my fault. There we go. I'm trying to replenish my bombs, if anybody's wondering why I'm even bothering doing this. There we go. Is it here that I can get more bombs if I want them, or... I'm wondering about that. Zelda... I know there are areas where you can get more bombs. Actually, I'm pretty sure it is here. But the question mark here is where? I know you get a bomb upgrade here. I'm 95% sure it's here. Then you get another one in level 7? Your maximum you can carry in the game is 16, if I am not entirely mistaken here. You know what? You know what? I think the bomb upgrade is actually that door that I refuse to access. Hey Dante, I'm sorry, I wasn't ignoring you, man. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just kind of play it by ear tonight. I mean, maybe we can. I mean, I've already got a game going, but I don't know. We'll see. But definitely tomorrow, certainly. Okay, so judging by the areas of the map that I have not covered yet, see this big gap at the very top of the makeshift map? There's a big row of rooms I haven't touched yet. And if you look right here, I'm right there. Look at that. Okay. It's got to be here. It's got to be here or somewhere near here. Maybe I'm wrong, but let's find out. Let's find out what's up. Okay, so... Okay, there we go. Alright. And this is him, right? Yes. So this isn't free, guys. Unfortunately, you have to have 100 rupees on you to be able to get this. That's why I always recommend you keep your level of savings up. Oh, geez. And keep in mind, too, in rooms like this, where you can move above the flame, you can also touch the flame and they hurt you. So, just giving some on-the-fly Zelda advice on how to play this game and avoid dying, you know, no more than absolutely necessary. Okay, so, yeah. So that was a case where I needed to use my key. I've still got 10 extra keys left. I already know I don't need to use any more to get through this level because I've already made it over to Dig Dogger. Previously, I just was not properly equipped. I didn't have the whistle. You need the whistle to kill the boss in this level. There is no way around it. You cannot hurt Dig Dogger unless you have it. He is completely invulnerable until you play the whistle. Okay, so I definitely don't need to fight them. I've already gotten plenty of bombs. More than I'm going to be needing for a while. The Zol creatures are great for giving you money. Of course, Gibdo here is cool because he gives you everything. He gives you hearts, he gives you bombs, he gives you, see right there, he gives you money. He is a jack of all trades, pretty much. This one is Dante. This is the very first Zelda game ever created or released. This is Legend of Zelda 1 on the original Nintendo. This is actually... Okay, are you ready for this? This is my original gold cartridge from 1989 when I got my first Nintendo for Christmas. This cartridge that I'm currently playing is 33 years old. I've had it since 2nd grade, and it still works, as does my first Nintendo. The box-shaped Nintendo, yes. True story. Alright. Alright. So let's see how many hits with the magic sword he can take. 2, 3. Wow, that's incredible. So that means it would take 9 or 10 hits. 3, 1, 2, 3. He can take 3 hits. That means he can absorb 5 hits from the white sword. And then that would mean he could take 9 or 10 hits from the wood sword. Wow. Alright, so here's what you do. See, Dig Dogger's a strange enemy too, because watch. I will stand here and he will do nothing. He's like the Dongo. He won't come after you. He's a very passive enemy. With enemies like this, I have to wonder if they're really enemies. You know, Moblins will come after you. Octoroks will come after you. You know, Aquamantis will try to hurt you. Gleeok will try to hurt you. But you get enemies like Dig Dogger here, or like the Dongo, they just walk around. They don't bother you unless you go over there to them. And then sometimes they'll try to run away from you. It just makes me wonder if he is in fact an enemy, quote-unquote enemy, who is just stuck in the dungeon and is just kind of in your way. I don't know. I mean, I'm probably thinking too deeply about this, but, you know, it's the behavioral analyst in me coming out. You know, when I see that kind of thing, it just makes me think, so... Yeah, man. Well, I mean, the thing with me, though, I've always taken really good care of my stuff. I'm not gonna lie, I have had things get broken, I have misplaced things at times, but I'm gonna say 90% of my belongings, I take really good care of them, so, you know, they last. And Nintendo products are pretty darned high-quality things, so if you take care of them, they will last you. Okay, now, I was talking to people earlier about the traveling whistle power. Okay, here's what you do. You go to the overworld, anywhere you want, hit the B button, boom. That little cyclone comes up and picks you up, and it will take you to different places. Strangely enough, it just took me right back to level 5 again. It's random, so sometimes it will do silly things like that. Just be patient with it. Boom! I'm at level 4. Alright, so I am I am going to want to hit level 6. I am really curious about something. Will it take me to different levels that I haven't actually beaten yet? Will it do that? I want to know if it does that. Let me check this out. Oh, that's right. When you're invincible, the cloud will pass right through you, unfortunately. So you gotta go back to normal Link. I'm wondering if it will take me right to level 6. Will it do that for me? This is level 2. Level 3. Level 2 again. Level 1. I'm guessing the answer is no, but I could be wrong about that. Here's level 5 again. Oh, right. Like I just said, it's gonna go right through me. Alright, well, maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. I'm not gonna play around with it anymore. Yes, you can go inside the waterfall. No, it's pretty much useless. No, this isn't a gambling game. This is a game where you gotta pay her 20 rupees to talk, and she will give you a tip on how to find level 5, but I've already found it, and I've already beaten it, so there's no sense in that. I'm just going to keep right on rolling here. The fastest way to get to level 6 from where we were at level 5 is what I'm about to show you right here. Just cut right through here. So west, and then down, and then boom. Right there. You got that map warp right there. You got the Eskimo looking Armos. And then look at that. You're at level 6. Check that out. Okay. Give me one moment, guys. So, what I'm going to do is I am going to actually call it a night. The reason being is because I don't want to be getting to bed too late, because while I do have tomorrow off, we have to go to school Tuesday, and I have a very early day. I don't want to get my sleeping pattern too messed up, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. Anybody who has shown up to watch me, thank you so much. Okay, I'm going to put that out here in writing for everybody. Okay guys, so, like I just said, everybody have a good night. Again, domo arigato gozaimasu. Thank you so much for watching me, for hanging out with me. Peace out. I'll be on tomorrow. Oyasumi nasai. And Dante, we will play something tomorrow, okay? Thanks, man.